Okay, good morning. Little change of the venue. We're all sick and tired of being inside for the last, I don't know, seems like year, but so yeah, Charles Clark Medical Center, a little bit nicer than my office being outside this morning. So anyways, we'll roll through the results of the meeting for May 12th that we had yesterday, the council meeting. First one we had was four delegations. First one from Glen Hethy. She just spoke about the dog parks and how High River needs a bigger park, and we all agree with her. And obviously we've got lots of opportunities with some of the different areas between Wallaceville, Beechwood, even Rio Vista Golf Course. I'd like to entertain that one as far as a larger dog park. So the other main component of what she was talking about is our existing dog park just needs to get cleaned up, and I know it's all part of what Kim Unger is doing with assessing all of our parks and everything, and it's on the docket to get that cleaned up. But as with everything in High River, the sooner the better. So High River Rotary Club, Bob McDougall came and did just a presentation on what they were doing for George Lane Park enhancements. They've raised a lot of money for that. We're doing some grants through the Calgary Foundation that'll enhance that money, and just to be able to do some really cool things within George Lane Park. Community Futures came and spoke. Mr. John Lockhart and Judy McMillan Evans, representing Community Futures Highwood. They're working with the Mount Royal University Enactus project, and doing a lot of things, and one of the big things is doing a poll in High River as to just to get an overall pulse of where we're at. We get different opinions from different areas in High River, and because council doesn't have the ability to go directly to every single home, these guys are going to do that for us, and just to give High River, for the economics and the recovery, just an overall view as to how how the recovery is going. Oriana River House, Kimberly Courtney came and did a presentation. This is an initiative that she really wants to do, and she's got a lot of passion for doing this. And what it is using a home that she owns in High River that would be a safe place for women to rebuild their lives, coming out of whether it be alcohol issues, drug issues, whatever. But after they're sober, they just need a safe place to rebuild. And this would be the big brick house that's across from Spitzy School that we're all familiar with, and I just think it's a great thing to have in High River, and a great place to do it. So we'll hear more coming back from Kim as to how this is all going to shape out. Amendment for the High River Christian Reformed Church, and moved it from an R1 district to public service district. So we did that, and we also made some amendments site specific to that church to allow them to have a lit sign, changeable message lit sign. So we allowed for that, but their development permit will come into play now, and that'll kind of outline, because we are not concerned, but we want to make sure that this sign isn't going to be on all night. We did another land use redesignation, R1 to R1A. This was at number 9 Mist Road. This was defeated by council. High River District Recreation Board, we appointed Tammy Beach. Tammy's been involved with that rec board for many years, and this just puts her on for another term. That one ends October 2015. Summit lease, this was the lease for Bob Dunlop, Summit Rehabilitation Inc., that will be upstairs in the Cargill Fieldhouse. So we got that taken care of. Another thing at the Fieldhouse is the gym space. We are putting it back to an RFP for the actual gym space, to allow other entrepreneurs to come forward with a proposal to put a gym in the same area that Summit Rehabilitation will be in. So that'll be out in the next week or two. Southeast annexation application. This is a couple of pieces that are straight south of Highwood High School. There's a 50-acre piece of property that's an extremely unique piece of property that came available to us, and this was a project that was going to go through, whether it was with us or with the MD of Foothills. And when we knew it was going to go through that way, we wanted to make sure that we had it within the town limits so we can access that tax base. And then east of that piece of land, there's a couple of quarters that we agreed to annex those at the same time, because if you're annexing 50 acres, you might as well annex a chunk that you know you're going to be annexing within the next 5 or 7 years. There was a few public comments that came up, one from the Spitzy Crossing group in regards to their concerns with us accessing another 310 acres. Spitzy Crossing group, they're the ones that have that Spitzy Crossing area that's in the northwest area of town, so they were just concerned as to why we were doing the 310 acres to the south. Spitzy area green space allocation. This is with the High River District Rec Board. Again, they just recommended that Council revisit the allocation usefulness of the green space and public reserve components of Spitzy Crossings. Other than that, I don't think there's anything real pressing. As far as the berms and the dikes, we did get updates on that yesterday. They're in the northwest section, around through the golf course. Northwest section is functional. It's not totally finished completely, but it is functional to protect. Through the golf course, that will be done within the next week or so. The Little Bow Canal, which protects the area south of Rio Vista Golf Course, I was running by there this morning, and all the temporary, it's called muscle wall. It's an interlocking wall that it's all being put in place, started yesterday, I guess, so that protection will be in place for that area of town. Coming down, the town dike is functional right now. That's the dike that's in behind George Lane Park. Then we get into that southwest section. That's where we've run into some weather delays. We're probably a week to 2 weeks kind of off schedule with the way the weather's been going. There was an engineering issue in with the pond that's at the end of 8th Street. So don't think there's any favoritism going on, because I live 40 yards away from this problem area, so hopefully they'll get that figured out. But Tervita's working their butt off to get things done for us, and obviously the temporary stuff down 12th Avenue is in place, and they're finishing off down Center Street. So we had an extremely aggressive timeline of May 15th, and I think we've done an excellent job, and Tervita's done an excellent job of getting us this close to that. But everybody knows what the weather's been like, so there are a couple of delays in this, but we're hopeful and confident that it's going to be taken care of by the time that we should ever need it. So thank you very much. Again, you can always contact council. Phone numbers, email addresses are all on highriver.ca. Quick shout out to the emergency exercises that happened on the weekend. Albert Flutman, Carly Benson, you're both rock stars for this town. Albert's our new Director of Emergency Management, and Carly's the one that's been rebuilding our whole emergency management plan, along with Councillors Brankovich and Masterman. The whole team has done an unbelievable job. Canada Task Force 2, the job they did in town the last couple of days on the weekend was unbelievable, and it made me much more confident being in this position that we've got a very solid plan, and we learned a lot. And I don't think there's a community in Canada that's as prepared after going through this and has the expertise and the knowledge after going through what we did last year. And so High River, you can be very confident that we've got a plan in place that'll work. So thanks very much. Again, contact us if you need us, and enjoy the sun. It's bright.